Hello, welcome to my video. I play a lot of tennis on public courts, and I've observed that some of them need a little bit of work, and I thought I'd share a few of my insights in this video. On the following 6 items, you can read yourself and pause if needed. Okay, I'm going to give you some of the materials and tools required for everything. I'll step aside. Feel free to pause if you want, and I'll briefly show you the stuff. So this is the tennis net headband replacement with the string. Scissors will be needed. Edwards tennis net strap. It comes with this locking mechanism. I like to use a flathead screwdriver to get some of the dirt out of that connection at the bottom. As far as measuring tape. To adjust the net tension, a 9/16 box end wrench. You could also use a measuring stick. This has 36 and 39 inches. These are my homemade single sticks, dowel rods from Home Depot. These are some measuring devices I'll keep at the courts. These are all 36 inches. I used a hacksaw to basically cut those corner flags used for soccer. So I'll just keep each of these in by the nets. And then lastly, this is a scoring tube. You can see it's kind of broken. That's why I'm going to replace it. And the cable ties to attach it to the fence. So there you have it, materials and tools needed for this project. All right, we are on site at Northeast Park, and we will commence the project. And just to give you an overview of the courts, here they are. There's a total of 5 courts. There's 3 courts right here, and 2 courts down that way. Here is court number 1 at Northeast Park. Let's take a closer look at this net. As you can see, the net headband has worn away. I tried using duct tape and cable ties. The net is in total disarray, looks awful. This is a prime example of replacing it with the master net tennis headband. Okay, first thing I noticed when I unraveled it is the grommets need to be punched out. So what I'm going to do is do that outside the court so I don't have these little pieces of fabric laying around. So I suggest you do the same. So all I'm doing is unraveling the headband over this recycle bin and using a flathead screwdriver to poke out the grommet holes. Alright, so you got to remove the center strap, of course, before you put the net tennis headband on. Stop. Alright, sometimes there's a lot of dirt down there, so I get a screwdriver and pull the dirt up. And then you just gotta undo the locking mechanism. Okay. Alright, so one thing to realize is there's a proper side and an improper side for these grommets. This should be facing outwards, it's the pretty side. This should be facing towards the net, it's the not pretty side. So when you put this on the net, make sure this faces outwards and this faces inwards. Okay, so with a helper, you put this on top, again with the good side facing out, and I just temporarily put some cable ties so you can see it's all spread out on the net. Alright, so what we did is we attached a 12-inch cable tie to this eyelet right there, and now we've got this rope. One end of the rope, it has a burnt end so it doesn't fray. If the string does fray, you'll need to tape it. And all we're going to do is keep going through these grommets, and you'll see that shortly. Okay, so this is a 2-person job. One person's going to be keeping it taut over there. I'm just going to go back and forth between all these eyelets. So here we go. Just going to pull this string all the way out. And then I'll go in, and then my partner will make sure everything is taut elsewhere. and just keeping it taut as you go, and we'll just go do the whole net. Okay. All right, so we just had a little bit left over. We'll fold it over, and as you can see, we've got plenty of string. Okay, so we just wrapped it up here, and lacing took about 35 minutes. The whole job was about an hour, and now the net is in good condition. We just need to do the center strap and adjust the tension, and we'll be good to go. Okay, after I replaced the tennis net headband, I'm going to show you how to properly install the center net tennis strap and adjust the tension. So let's just assume that this was already in position. I'm going to set the tension first. So what you want to do is remove the tennis net strap, or at least loosen it up, and then I'll go adjust the tension. So the USTA rules specify that the net tension should be between 400 and 450 pound force with a net tensioning device. Most people don't have that. So if you don't have that, the recommended procedure is to adjust the height of the net to 39 inches and then use the center strap to bring it down to exactly 36 inches. Okay, so I have a single stick here. This is 36 inches, this is 39 inches. You can see that the net is too low. I need to adjust the tension to bring it up to about 39 inches. And I'll do that now. One more thing, I keep these measuring sticks at the nets. They're exactly 36 inches. So if you want, an extra hand width should bring you up to about 39 inches. So if you want, you can put this here and say bring it up about a hand width. All right, so some tennis net posts have a handle, most of them do not. So what we're gonna need is a 9/16 inch wrench. I just keep this in my tennis bag. I recommend you do the same. And all you're gonna do is righty-tighty. You're gonna keep moving this until you can raise that net to 39 inches. Works best with two people. I'm all alone, so just keep going back and forth. Okay, I've done several cranks. You can notice that there's like a little concrete missing here. So I'll put my measuring stick on the level ground. You can see it's right up to about 39 inches. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the center strap on. And I'll do it so that the adjustments are on this side. I like to go through the net. That way the net's more flush with the ground, the balls don't run under. So I'm gonna put it through the net, just a couple up. And I'll try to attach this. And I'll attach it down here as best I can. Okay, so now what I wanna do is adjust it so that it's at 36 inches. It's a little bit too low, so I've got to raise the net. So this is the hardest part. When these clips get closer together, that makes it a longer band. When these clips get farther away from each other, it makes it a shorter band. So it's kind of an inverse relation. So I need it to be looser, so I need these to be closer. Works best if you have somebody applying pressure down the net. You could carefully sit on the net to release the pressure. I'm gonna make the clips be closer so the net band gets further away. Good enough. Okay, one more thing I want to show you. All right, let's suppose that you're out and you don't have a tape measure or a measuring stick. I'll show you how to calibrate the proper net height with your racket. So if you have two rackets, it's easier, or one, you can just put one up and then adjust. So just put one racket down on the ground, and then put the other racket sideways, and then, oh, looks like I'm 2 strings off. So in the future, just do one racket. You can measure it, put your other racket on top if you don't have one, and say it should be about 2 strings off. So to help other tennis players properly measure the tennis net height, I've got these fiberglass rods. They're all exactly 3 feet, 36 inches. And I've just put them in the side by the net post here. So at Northeast Park, on courts 1 through 5, just feel free to use these to measure the net height at the center. Okay, now I'm going to explain how to properly use single sticks. So this is a doubles court, but let's say you're going to play singles. This is way out of the playable area. What you want to do is use single sticks. And the posts are always supposed to be 3 feet outside the sideline. So here's the single sideline. Measuring from outside, you want to be 3 feet. That's this mark right here. So 3 feet. If you have like a little pebble or something, you could mark it. So right there. And what you want to do is make the net go on the single stick. And I'll show you the error if you don't use it. Okay, so this is where the single stick should be placed. This is the current height on the doubles net. It should be up there. Let's see what the error is. This ruler is calibrated in tenths of an inch. So right there, it looks like it's about 1.5 inches too low. Again, it should be up there. All right, now we'll explain some of the mathematics involved in the error of the net height when playing singles on a doubles court without the use of single sticks. All right, so over here I've got the doubles court, and over here I get the singles court. It's not drawn to scale. The big difference is there's a 4.5 foot alley that the doubles court uses and the single courts do not use. So the net is 3 foot at the center, 3 foot 6 inches at the doubles net post. For singles, 3 foot at the center, 3 foot 6 inches at the single stick, okay, which is 4.5 feet closer to the center than the doubles. So what I did is I calculated the slope, rise over run. I got the slope to be 1/42 for doubles. I got the slope to be 1/33 for singles. All right, then the math is pretty straightforward. For a run of 198 inches, that's to where the single stick should be. All right, just for reference over here, perhaps it's over here in the doubles court. I want to find out what the rise would be. So 198 inch run times 1 inch over 42 inch run, the runs cancel, the inches cancel. I get about a 4.7 inch rise. Use the TI-84 for that. For the singles court, I did the same math. 198 times 1/33, I got a 6 inch rise. I already knew that, but just to show you the math. So I got a 6 inch rise, a 4.7 inch rise. So that's an error of about 1.3 inches. So once again, conclusion, when you're playing singles on a doubles court without the use of single sticks, the net is about 1.3 inches too low from where it should be at the outer edge of where the singles court is in play. One more thing. Okay, now for the scoring tube. The worst place to put the scoring tube is as designed on the net post. Tennis balls hit it, they crack it, people play soccer tennis, and they just don't last that long. So if at all possible, I recommend you put it on the side of the fence. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so this is court 1. Here's the Tourna tennis scoring tube. All I did is I've used cable ties. I've gone right through the holes for the tennis balls. They still fit in there. And it's right on the side during the changeovers, and it should last years longer. One more thing, if you do put it on the post and the ball hits it, it is out of play. So there have been times where you got a really wide shot and you need to go over there and it's an obstruction. Okay, and one more thing for good court maintenance. It's nice to have a roller and a broom. So if you have both of those, the tennis players will appreciate it. The roller to roll out puddles if there's rain, the broom to clean up all the pine cones and pine needles that fall down. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. I certainly did in making it. I'll have a few slides that follow with some of the source material from the USTA rulebook. Feel free to pause as needed, and best of luck out on the tennis courts.